Have you ever enjoyed a trip to, say, a lake or a river? If you haven't, you ought to try to see one as soon as you can. The lakes and rivers of the world are quickly becoming toxic and inhospitable to life because of a process known as eutrophication. What is eutrophication? It is a process by which lakes, rivers, and coastal areas undergo huge growth in algae and other phytoplankton because of an excess of nutrients to feed them. These algae grow and form a sort of layer that covers the surface of the water entirely. Due to this algae layer using up oxygen, blocking out sunlight, and creating toxins, it eventually ends up killing all other life in the body of water. What causes eutrophication? Many different kinds of pollution, all those that include nitrates and phosphorus. These include industrial waste, phosphorus-based cleaning agents, the erosion of land, and the dumping of sewage. Sometimes eutrophication can actually occur naturally, but by far the greatest cause of eutrophication is nitrogen-based fertilizers used in farming. These chemicals often find their way into irrigation systems, which find their way into the aforementioned lakes and rivers. Eutrophication has grown wildly out of hand since the Green Revolution, a period of huge innovations in farming since during the 1940s and 50s. These innovations, many of which involve fertilizer, helped fight hunger and saved many people from starving. However, they created problems down the road. Nearly 90% of rivers and lakes in the U.S. experience some degree of eutrophication, according to a recent study. It causes over $2 billion a year in property damages in this country alone. It puts a huge strain on our ability to produce drinking water and endangers the livelihood of fishermen. And the destruction of lake and river ecosystems often throw all the ecosystems around them out of whack, creating huge dead zones where nothing lives. How has the problem been allowed to get this bad? You may have heard of a concept called shifting baselines. When we are thinking about the state of an environment or its health, we don't usually use absolute standards. Instead, we use what we know, the standards we are used to. If we have grown up with, say, eutrophied lakes and rivers, a slight increase in eutrophication may not seem bad, it may not call us to action. The fact that there even being eutrophication is bad does not occur to us. It is somewhat like a frog in a pot of boiling water. We don't become aware of slight changes even when they might end up doing us in. We ask you to help put an end to the shifting baseline and help save our rivers and lakes by taking personal action to prevent eutrophication. Here are some things you can do to help. Don't use artificial fertilizers or pesticides in your garden. Use detergents that are phosphate-free. Don't pour dishwater down the drain. Instead, let soil absorb it. Reduce consumption of meat. Manure can cause eutrophication if improperly dealt with. Minimize the amount of waste you create. Perhaps try composting. Never dump trash or chemicals into bodies of water. Thank you and have a great day.